How do you covertly measure your girlfriend's ring size? It's also totally okay to get a ring that's too big and get it resized after the fact. I feel like that's the scenario most of my friends have been in, and you can negotiate that into the price of the ring. Yes, unless it's an eternity band. I had my bitchy sister force them into trying rings on as a stupid thing to do. They had no idea. Old trick for copying keys: press a ring into a bar of soap or something similarly soft. You will get the size accurately and no one really questions why you'd buy bar soap. Prison style. I like it. Start a Reddit thread and wait for girls to respond with their ring sizes. Then open the thread and show the GF while commenting how weird it is that women randomly know this and make a comment about it being as strange as knowing your blood type. She'll nonchalantly respond with both pieces of information. Later that night, after she falls asleep, cut off her right ring finger to validate both. Back up a second. Measure twice, cut once. Hope you get some good advice here. Whatever I tried had me end up paying for the engagement ring twice. There were stones all the way around, so resizing was super difficult. If you're at all unsure, make sure to get a ring that's easy to resize. Most are if it's just a band with a stone on top, I believe. Don't do what I did though. My now husband took me to a jewelry store under the ruse of wanting to buy me a necklace which he wanted me to pick out. While there, the person working there talked about how great a boyfriend he was and how I should have my finger sized because he was so great we would obviously get married one day. What I didn't know was that he already had the ring picked out and this planned out with the store to get my ring size. I didn't own any other rings to get the size from. This is exactly what I did. Bonus if you know the jeweler or talk to them beforehand. They do this for a living and can be pretty sly. My GF, now wife, was picking out a ring for her other hand and the jeweler threw in "Did you know your dominant hand is usually a half size bigger?" and measured her other hand to prove it to her. Don't rely on this. My dominant hand is a half size smaller than my non-dominant hand. But that's a really cool way to covertly get a ring size. Ask to try on one of her rings and try it on all of your fingers, laughing at her that she has such tiny, delicate fingers. See which one of your fingers it fits on and there you have it. While this little show is going on, tell her your ring size and ask her, "What the heck size do you wear?" "I don't know, I just sell dildos for a living." Guess you don't know where Qatar is either. OMFG. I actually got this reference. That never happens. Just cut her finger off and make it look like an accident. I don't know why you guys are having trouble with this. Honey, can you hold this tomato for me while I cut it? Thanks. Then while you're putting it on ice to take her to the ER, you'll have a chance to measure it. You're welcome. Why would I put the tomato on ice? My girlfriend's in the hospital, I need to stress eat it now. If you don't put the tomato on ice, there will be no way to reattach it. I had my sister tell her, "Did you know that your ring size is always the same as your shoe size?" Which was a totally made up fact, but it made my girlfriend say that's weird, because my ring size is X, but my shoe size is Y. I don't get why everyone knows their ring size in this thread. I only know because I got sized for my engagement ring and wedding ring. Does she have a ring that she doesn't wear all the time? If so, take it to a shop one time and they'll tell you. Just make sure it goes back before she realizes. Edit. Just thought of another idea. Put one of her rings on a piece of paper and outline it. That way any ring you're looking at should match the outline. I always took off my rings at his house. One day I lost my favorite one. A week later it turns up under his bed. It was never lost, he'd taken it when I wasn't looking so he could get my engagement ring. If possible, use one she is less likely to miss, but you know fits. Username checks out. Cuts ring-sized holes in the wall. Sis, come put your finger in here till it gets stuck. Greater than sis. Bam. Honey, for future reference, what's your ring size? She'll tell you if she thinks of you as husband material. That's like massacring I don't know how many birds with just one question. Chop off her hand with an axe, then measure it where she can't see you. Greater than chop off her hand, greater than she can't see you. Girlfriend wakes up and looks around for 10 seconds. Must have been the wind. Sneak over 9,000. In her sleep, very discreetly wrap a bread tie around her finger at the knuckles. Then put it away. The jeweler has a tools that will make the bread tie perfectly round and also give you a size. This is actually helpful, thank you. Pro tip, give her the bread tie instead. It's the thought that counts. I'm gonna marry you, so I need to know your ring size so I can propose. Didn't add the serious tag. Hopefully somebody gets a cheap laugh. This is actually one of the most serious replies here. If you're thinking about proposing to someone that you haven't discussed marriage with, you should probably think again. There are so many advantages to talking about it beforehand. Even aside from the obvious and essential questions about marriage itself, so many aspects of ring buying and proposing are made easier and better for both parties involved if you talk about it beforehand. When I proposed, I knew that the ring I got was the exact style she liked, in the perfect size, adorned with a type of stone she wanted, within a budget that met both of our needs and expectations, and was given to her at a place and time that she was comfortable with. She got her perfect ring, and I didn't have to stress about it. I think it's those kind of win-win scenarios that make people work well together in the long run. What I did, we were window shopping in a department store. I said I was going to the bathroom, but made a quick detour to the jewelry section. I told the girl working there that I wanted to buy an engagement ring, but I didn't know my girlfriend's size. Would she help me out? She said sure, she'd be happy to help. Go back to my girlfriend, and as we're wandering around we come to the jewelry section. The clerk I'd asked for help came over with the usual "Can I help you with anything today?" Girlfriend says we're just looking. The clerk though starts recommending some items in fashion now, necklaces, bracelets, then rings. She picks out a ring she thinks would look great on my girlfriend. Here, why don't you try it on? Girlfriend admits she doesn't know her ring size. Clerk pulls out the sizing tool, gets the size, with me watching, and then lets her try on a ring of that size. More idle banter, then as my girlfriend tired of browsing we moved on. I looked back and mouthed "Thank you so much" to the clerk, and she mouthed "Good luck." Oh, that's actually pretty good. Talk to an experienced jeweler. Mine nailed her ring size first try based on height, weight and dress size. Wait, how do I know her dress size? You'll have to start another thread for that. Just get a size bigger than you think. Unless you're getting something like tungsten, the jeweler should resize it for you after the fact for no charge. Real answer here. You look at her hand, look at yours, and can get a rough size estimate. Go to jeweler, they have ring sizes there. You can estimate with your own hand. Verify they will shrink to fit after for free. Done deal. The jeweler I went to even put a temporary spacer on it when I bought it just to be sure it would be snug in the interim until she came in for fitting. You're not going to get a perfect fit without her measuring in shop. And sizes change over time. Just get one that's slightly over and have it sized correctly. My boyfriend and I both wear rings. One day we were just standing around and he took one of my rings to try on, and gave me one of his rings to try on. I don't think he was particularly trying to get measurements, but, looking back now, that would have been a good way to do it. This is kinda what I did, grabbed one of her rings on her dresser and figured out how far onto my finger I could get it. Went to the jeweler and got it measured to that spot. Take your girlfriend bowling. Have her try on several different balls. When you find the ball that fits perfectly, break into the bowling alley after hours, steal that ball, bring it back to your home, go into the basement and take a mold of the correct hole. Bring the mold to your jeweler. Simple. Greater than have her try on several different balls. Instructions unclear. Girlfriend is playing with other dudes' balls now. I broke into the bowling alley and stole the testicle that I need, but the man it's attached to keeps squirming when I try to make a mold. Stick some clay up your ass. Next night, after she fingers you, pull it out and you have a perfect mold. This is the kind of thinking inside the box I came here for. Tell her she has fat fingers. She will become insecure and start keeping a diary of finger measurements and sadness. Read her diary to find her ring size and deepest secrets. If at first something doesn't work, add more brutality and ruthlessness. If violence does not solve your problem, you're not using enough of it. I don't know, but that was very helpful, thank you. You're welcome. My friend actually got a ring sizer and put it on his girlfriend's finger while she was sleeping. That seemed impossible to me, but he did it. Guess she's a deep sleeper. Calipers while she's sleeping. The next time you guys do foreplay, suck each of her fingers. Make sure you suck each finger in order to be discreet about your intentions. When you get to the ring finger, permanently burn the muscle memory of your lips into your mind. After sexy time, run to the jewelry store and ask them to let you suck on each ring in different sizes. I need a ring like this size, proceeds to intensely amused. If she wears rings, go slip one on your finger and see how far it goes. FYI, average size is 7 for a person of normal build. When in doubt, go bigger. Much easier to go down in size than up. This is what my husband did, smiley face. He also did wrap a thin strip of paper around my finger as I slept, so he had 2 references. He was very proud of his cleverness. Lol. Year ago today actually. We walked around the mall and came across a jewelry store. I went in to look at watches. I just started a new job and celebrate life events by getting myself a watch and used this fact as a cover. She wandered over to look at rings and found one she fell in love with. I told the assistant helping me to make sure she got the ring and size marked down. I'd be back later. I later ran errands and bought her ring. Proposed that night. It's been an amazing year. Ask her friends. If they don't know, have them take her jokingly to a jewelry store to try some on. Right? The other trick is to have one of them suggest they swap Pinterest boards because she thinks her dude might propose, and wants to slide him ideas through your girlfriend. She'll made one as a lark, and the friend will send you a link, giving you not just the size, but style ideas. Source: lied my ass off about my boyfriend maybe proposing and how we should all have Pinterests ready. I knew band sizes and preferred styles for 4 other unmarried women now, and now married.